The landowner's seen you.
Right.
The CEO of the group that owns these things have seen you.
Right.
And they don't like you being here.
That's fine.
The landowner of the field you stood on.
Right.
Doesn't like you being here.
Right, okay, I'll leave his field. Hi everybody, PJ here, and today I'm at RAF Scampton, home of the world famous Red Arrows, and it's the best aerial display team in the world. Absolutely fantastic. So let's have a look and see what we can see. I know there's one of the, I believe the Hawk jets, fast jets, on display in the entrance. Let's see if we can have a look at it. So here we are, Royal Air Force RAF Scampton. It's the Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team, the #1 Air Control Centre, and the Mobile Meteorological Unit. There you go, I managed to say it. And let's have a look. And if you look down there, I need to find a better place to see it, but there's one of the Hawk aeroplanes down there. There you go, look. One of the Hawk fast jets. I don't know if that's... Is that a real jet? Or is it just a mock-up? You don't what, sorry?
I said I don't know. Can I help you, sir?
No, I'm just doing a video about the Red Arrows and all that kind of stuff. That's not an RAF badge on your hat, is it?
No, it's not. It's Army.
It's what?
Army.
Yeah? What regiment's that then?
MPGS. MPGS.
I can't hear you, sorry.
MPGS.
But he's stuck there in his little cabin. And that's about all we can see on here, look. Station headquarters. Now I think he's on the phone. And then we've got just here the RAF Scampton main guard room. So this is where all your guards are. How you doing?
How you doing, mate? Good to see you.
That's alright.
Nice beard.
Yeah, well, you just ain't got the hair to go with it.
There you are. How you doing, mate?
I'm alright, mate. Trying to...
Been watching you for a while.
Oh, have you?
Good to see you.
I get all over, don't I?
You certainly do. Like dog smell.
Like dog milk, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to... I wanted to go in and have a look at this aeroplane here, but
yeah.
they won't let me.
No, DJ were here, not all that one.
Oh, was they? I didn't know he'd been up.
I seen you at, where was it, Birmingham, NEC.
Oh, well, sorry.
NEC, that?
Yeah, we were at NEC together, yeah. Yeah, we went down there and had a day there.
I've just been off at bridge and come back again.
All right. I'm heading up to, is it Hemswell, further up at Cape Corner there. Gonna have a look up there. You what, sorry?
On the way back home now.
Oh, where's home?
Sort of like Bickerborough,
All right.
near Boston, just outside Boston.
All right, okay, no. I think somebody wants to come past you.
Oh well, nice to see you.
All right, mate.
Take care, mate.
Have a good one. You what, mate? What's the chances of going and have a look at the aeroplane? So he's coming out telling the guy to move on a public road. Right, I don't think I'm going to get much chance to get anything else out of everybody. So we'll move on and head up towards Hemswell. He's sat there in his little plastic box, look. Best place for a military policeman, I'll tell you. Keep them well away from everybody. You civilians that think the normal police are bad, you want to have a dealings with the military police. You've got no such things as rights with them, none at all. Right then. Right, so that's about it for here. We'll move on and see what else we can see going up the road. There's a little bit more up there I want to have a look at. Might be able to get the dread drone out at the next place. Hi everybody, we're at Hemswell today, and it's an old RAF bomber site. I think they used to fly Lancasters from here, and there's a load of industry on here, and I think they're all like recycling type places. So let's go and have a look, shall we?
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Yeah. That's brilliant. But I like the way that the gas thing expands and contracts and everything. And you say that over there is full of old food?
Yeah, basically. Just some of it's animal waste, but yeah, a lot of it's
When you say animal waste, it's
manure.
Yeah.
That's not big use.
Or as we'd commonly call it, shit.
Yeah. And then it's just a lot of food, which it's kind of scary seeing how much food we throw away. Like
Oh.
sites of big tubs of meat.
Excuse me, mate.
Yeah, I've seen it.
What's going on?
I'm talking to this chap.
No, what are you doing around the site?
Talking to this chap here. Sorry, what's your first name?
It's just been some general questions about how all this process, like biomethane working and
Right.
like it's nothing too much.
I'm not coming around planting bombs,
No, that's fine.
and I'm not going to come and try and steal your gas.
No. I've just been made aware that there's somebody walking around the site.
That's all right.
Um,
I'm not actually on site. I'm outside
well, you're on
site.
private land, and the landowner is watching you.
All right, okay.
He's not that happy that you've just come walking around.
It's an old RAF base, this.
No, this is private land, mate. This is a field that's owned by a farmer
Right.
who's in the office just over
The
there.
farmer's in the office.
He is.
All right,
'Cause
okay.
He's also the company lawyer.
There's also what?
He's also the company lawyer.
He's a company lawyer. There you go.
So he's
That's all right.
not too happy about you being on site. So
Right.
If you wouldn't mind leaving
To where?
home, wherever you call home. Go wherever you
I don't
want,
have
mate.
to go home, mate.
Well, no, you don't have to go home, but you can go to McDonald's for all I care, mate. But please get off the land.
Right. So does all this, the road and everything else belong to then?
Same man.
Same man. All right. Very good. No, I will do it. I'm just having a wander around and having a look, and then I'm on my way, mate.
No.
You mean no?
Like, for what reason are you recording me and everything
Because
else?
we're talking. We're interacting.
Yes. But what's the purpose of recording the site and the processes are going
I
here?
do. I'm interested in industry and recycling and things like that.
Well, there are more official and probably better methods than this, mate.
Like what?
Talking to people, arranging meetings, asking questions.
Yeah, I don't get a chance to do all that. I just come out on video.
Yeah, I can see that, mate.
Yeah, of course you can.
But with the best intentions, mate, if you wouldn't mind not doing that. You're taking the mick with these things, mate.
Why am I taking the
You're
mic?
taking the mick. The landowner's seen you.
Right,
The CEO of the group that owns these things have seen you.
right.
And they don't like you being here.
That's
The
fine.
landowner of the field you stood on
Right,
doesn't like you being here.
right. Okay, I'll leave his field. Right,
Please do.
I am doing, mate. I'll leave his field. Okay, I'm going to go and have a look across at the old, what's it tower now?
The control tower.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where they're all at, mate. If you want to go have a word with them.
That's where they're all at, is it?
They'll
In
be-
their old control.
they'll be-
Thanks for your time, my friend. You were very generous with your time, and I do appreciate it.
No, don't worry, just stay safe.
I always stay safe, mate. I wear a condom. No, I'm kidding, I don't.
Okay, so, yep, that's great, mate. Chaps who will know the answers to any question you have about industry,
Right?
fields, whatever you have questions about, we're in there.
Right, okay. Am I stealing some kind of state secret or something?
Not particularly, mate.
All
it
right
is-
then.
But it is private industry. Everything you see in a stood on, it's private.
Right.
So unless you have a particular reason to be here that
Um,
they're aware of.
Well, about 350 videos, 35,000 subscribers, 16 million views on YouTube. I should think that's as good as anything, really.
Not a good enough reason to be trespassing.
No, I didn't say it was a good enough reason to be trespassing.
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. There's some guy, video camera, I don't, he said he's interested in industry, but I think he's got the hint that you can't just go walking around filming private things and still on private land. So. He's alright, mate. I think he said he's going over to the control tower. Is that where you're going, mate?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you want to have a word with him yourself, mate, I think he's on his way.
Okay, doke. Catch you later. Right, so they obviously don't like me here. They think I'm going to steal gas. I'm going to run off with a pocket full of gas or something like that, I think. I don't know. Don't know what they think I'm going to do. But, yeah. And then we've got a company on this side called Clean Tech. So have a quick look here and see if we can find out what these do. Loads and loads of bags of stuff. I don't know what's in it. There's another old RAF hanger at the back there. So I don't know how many of the old RAF hangers there are on here. So we've got world grain storage around there as well. So there's still quite a bit on here to see, but obviously somebody don't like me being here for some reason. So Clean Tech, a multi-hazard site. I don't know what kind of condition these hangers are like inside. They look a bit rough on the outside. And this is the old control tower. Now for a control tower, it's not very tall. I'd have thought it'd have been taller than that. How you doing?
Alright, Cass, what are you doing?
Yeah, just looking at the old airfield, that's all.
Oh,
Have you taken some off at top at control tower?
No, it was never any higher than that. That's all it ever was.
So when did it stop being an operational RAF base then?
Oh God.
I mean, I remember going to Cleethorpes as a kid, coming past here, and they were flying gliders. But that's donkeys years ago.
There's still a lot of gliders from Ibblestone.
Right.
Just the other side of the A15. But we've got photographs of this place going back to day one with RAF personnel stood on that balcony.
On the balcony.
And
It had to be what?
Yeah, it's never changed.
1939, 1940.
Yeah, right across the Second World War, and it's never changed. There was even, I think this bit was added probably after the war.
Yeah.
But the original part of the building, yeah. The
It was
original
what,
part,
sorry?
Around 60s or 70s.
60s or 70s. Adolf Hitler, the patron saint of British aviation, really.
It was whenever it changed. The bit that was put on the side for was when they did. Was it to do with grain storage? Wasn't it?
grain storage, yeah.
They converted all the hangars to storing grain.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
sampling area.
There was a hangar there, but that burnt down in about 15 years back. So they rebuilt it as a new style building.
yeah, I remember, you know, as a kid, my dad used to pull up at Bottom Road there, just so we could watch the gliders taking off and coming in and landing and stuff like that. But it's got a lot of history, this place, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What did they fly out of here? Lancasters. I was going to say Lancasters because Lincolnshire's Bomber County, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got another site in East Yorkshire on what was Spaldington Airfield.
Right.
where the R100 airship was built.
Right.
And they built one in the north, the R100, and that worked and was decommissioned. And they built one at that place, Duxford Way, down south.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the R101, and that exploded and killed about 40 people.
Well, when I trained as a driving examiner, that's where I went, and the big hangars were all there. You could still see all the airship hangars. They're absolutely massive.
But yeah, we've got another site on that airfield. That was, what do you call it? What did you call it? Bouncing bomb.
Oh, dam busters, yeah. Well, that was just down the road at Scampton.
Yeah, and he actually developed the thing at that airfield. What did they call it? Barnes Wallis.
Barnes Wallis,
Barnes
yeah.
Wallis.
Well, I've just been to RAF Scampton.
Yeah.
You know where
If you
Red
go
Harris
to
are.
Holme on Spalding Moor, there's an actual Barnes Wallis Museum in Holme on Spalding Moor.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
All right.
There's a Barnes Wallis Museum in there.
Yeah. I'm ex-army. I'm not ex-RAF. But they used to let me jump out their aeroplanes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've got kind of a.
No, it
You know,
just piqued
things
our
that are
interest because obviously we're a live gas site, and when somebody's wandering around, it's like.
No, I appreciate that, but same as I just said to Lado up there, you know, I've got 250 odd videos on YouTube, all about different kinds of industry.
Well, this was up to who is the landlord of this lot, buying it off the MOD. This was just derelict.
I remember it being derelict.
And he bought it. I think he
We used
bought
to
it
do a
probably-
car boot sale and things on
Yeah, I
here at
think
one
that
time.
still happens on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But he bought it 10, 15 years back, and then I think they came first, and then Parker came second, and then obviously you've got the grain mill place down there.
So what do they do there at Clean Tech? Because they've got loads of silos. Are the silos theirs?
Yeah, they're plastic. So they take old plastic, PET plastic, so you coat
Right.
bottles and stuff, and then recycle it into brand new
Little
pellets of
pellets.
PET. Yeah, and then that goes to make more Coke bottles.
All right. Because
So,
one of my favourite places to do, believe it or not, is recycling plants.
well, that's basically this place.
Yeah, because
This estate. So we bring food waste.
yeah, I would explain it, make it into gas and
Yeah,
electric and,
Yeah,
and things like that.
at the moment is well, so we've been doing it 10 years, about 6 years here.
Yeah.
Got one down in Cambridgeshire, one here. This was the second, and then we've got 2 in East Yorkshire and one over in near Telford.
Right. No, I do a lot of recycling places, from building rubble and stuff like
Yeah,
that
no.
to metal,
We
you know, metal recycling and all sorts of things.
we're doing about 500,000 tonnes of food waste a year. So none of that ends up in landfill like it used to. So all of that goes through.
Well, that stops the landfill getting full of gas and things,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
so it goes through our process. That process is very much like a human digestion system. That tanks your stomach. Those two
This one
bowels,
here?
Yeah.
Right.
The big ones are your bowels, and the little silver ones in between are pasteurisers, so we kill any pathogens.
Right.
So the first one is like what goes on in your stomach. It's
This one here,
Yeah.
just at the back of this truck.
yeah.
All
So
right.
that's your stomach, so that makes it like acidic. It turns it into an acidic, volatile fatty acid
Right.
rich soup. Then we pasteurise it to kill pathogens, and then it goes into the digesters where methanogenic bacteria eat it up and
Produce
turn it into
gas. And
then,
that's what that expandable gas ball is round
yeah,
the back.
Yeah, and then when we've extracted all the gas out of it, the liquid then comes out because it's a nitrogen and phosphorus rich fertiliser basically.
I was just going to say fertiliser.
So it gets
And we need that at the moment with this war going off, don't we?
It gets pumped from there to, we've got a series of lagoons around this estate,
Right.
and then it gets supplied to the land, gets
To the
spread on
farmers.
the land.
Are you the farmer?
No,
All right.
no, I run the business, the whole
All
the
right.
group,
Oh, the whole this and
all
them.
the
And,
other businesses. Yeah.
all right. Okay. All right. No, it's fascinating. I love all this kind of stuff. You know, people said to me, "Why do you find it interesting?" And I just do.
Yeah, well, I mean, when anybody talks about renewable energy, all anybody wants to talk about is wind and solar and
That's
hydro
right.
and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
If you think
nuclear
about it,
power and all the rest of
Wind
it.
only works when the wind's blowing. I mean, most onshore wind turbines are like very inefficient.
Yeah.
18% at best.
Yeah.
Offshore, probably 30-odd% because you've got more constant wind.
Yeah.
Solar.
When the sun's shining.
You're efficient. Yeah, you're only efficient.
4 months a year.
Yeah, whereas we're generating 98% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are.
And you feed it into the grid with
Feed it
the
into the grid.
generators.
And then we feed electricity into the grid, and some of it goes on a private way to these guys.
Yeah.
So they use the electricity. So and then we clean up the gas to like mains gas standard,
Yeah.
and inject it into the gas grid as well. So we do both.
Yeah. 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 It's brilliant.
And then we, like I say, convert that food waste, turn it into a fertiliser as well. So.
I went to a place in Sheffield last week where they're doing hydrogen, making hydrogen for cars and
basically methane. What we produce
yeah,
is CH4.
right,
Is 1 part carbon, 4 parts hydrogen, which is CH4.
yeah,
So as the demand for methane, I mean, ultimately, predominantly natural gas will be we're going to have to, as a planet, we're going to need to have to find an alternative to methane.
yeah, of course we are.
Not our methane, because ours is naturally, it's not. It's a truly renewable gas.
Well, I was just talking to one of your chaps down there, and the same as I was saying to him, it's new carbon, it's not old carbon. It's like getting a piece of wood.
It's already spent.
Yeah, it's like getting a piece of wood and that tree absorbs all the carbon.
Yeah.
You burn it, releases the same carbon
Yeah,
back out.
yeah.
It's not like
No,
releasing carbon from hundreds of millions
No.
of years ago.
No, this is totally spent. But when the demand then comes for hydrogen, all we need to do is crack out the carbon and we produce hydrogen.
Right.
Because that methane is 4 parts hydrogen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there is the technology does exist to crack the carbon out. So you crack it out electrically, and then you're left with hydrogen.
Is it an efficient way of producing
Oh
hydrogen?
God, yeah. It's actually a truly renewable hydrogen, which doesn't exist. If
Right.
you think about it, it doesn't exist anywhere else.
Mm.
So, but there isn't a demand for
At the
hydrogen
moment.
yet. No, but there will be.
There's
That'll be the next
there's
chance.
just one hydrogen station in Sheffield, and the nearest one to that is Derby.
If you want where they've cracked hydrogen, California. If you go to California, you can buy a Toyota because their emission laws are so tight.
Yeah,
You can buy a Toyota car that runs on hydrogen fuel cell. You can drive to a petrol station, and you can exchange the hydrogen fuel cell in the petrol station.
yeah.
They're already doing it. These electric cars, battery cars, I just don't get it.
Well, I've got a hybrid.
Yeah, I still lithium. If you think about any form of lithium-ion battery,
You've got the
Can't be-
battery to get rid of
it can't be
eventually.
recycled because it's
No.
laminated with cobalt and all sorts of other
Yeah, yeah.
sort of things. The scar on the landscape to produce to get that out of the ground. I mean,
Yeah.
it's more destructive than the use of palm oil, but
Yeah.
and yet there's this big push for electric cars. It doesn't make any sense.
No. no.
What astounds me is that they didn't go years ago. If you think about LPG,
Yeah.
LPG during the time when we had
Which would be what, late 70s, early
yeah,
80s?
why didn't we all convert to LPG? That would
Yeah.
have made more sense because it's a direct byproduct to the petrochemical industry. So at least there would have been some good
Yeah.
coming out because there was very little, if none, very little emissions from an LPG car.
And it was a lot cheaper than petrol.
It's cheap. I don't understand. So I don't
Yeah.
understand electric, and I don't think the politicians do, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering why things like hydrogen have been overlooked. Don't get it.
Well, this chap was telling me that they've got quite a lot of hydrogen places in London, and a lot of the buses and
Well, no, it's
things like
biomethane.
that.
It's what we do.
Right.
So there's quite a lot of local authorities are using. So what comes out your gas pipe at home? Natural gas,
Yeah.
which is basically methane, which they've added a bit of odorant to, so you can
So you can smell it, yeah.
Methane has no smell. What we produce is methane, but instead of calling it, we can't call it natural gas. We can't call it green gas. So it's referred to as biomethane.
Bio, yeah.
And a lot of the councils are running bin wagons or buses.
They
Or
were just building one, where was that? Up at Leeds, they were building a a gas
Yeah.
refueling station
We've
for the
got
bin
planning-
lorries.
We've
and-
got planning permission
and
for
the buses and
a
things.
biomethane filling station here, because ultimately some lorries that are running around now
Yeah.
are biomethane, but they don't have a very good range. That's the problem.
Yeah. You're going to be all right with farm vehicles and things.
No, because again, they don't. It's all comes down to the calorific value,
Right.
and
You don't produce enough energy.
you don't produce enough energy. So you know, for carrying the same amount of fuel, you'll do 60% of the work. The technology's moving on. It'll catch there in the end, but not at the moment.
No.
But yeah, no, it's
No, I remember a friend of mine, he'd got a gas-driven car and he got a big tank in boot.
yeah. I used to have an LPG car
Yeah.
10 years ago,
Yeah.
and that was driven mainly driven by the fact that the car had such a big petrol engine. I wanted to.
Well, it were always favourite if you'd got something like a big Jag or something like that, weren't it?
Yeah, it was a Chrysler 300C, so it was like a 6.2 V12. You know, it was just ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I put a 100-litre LPG tank in the back and had it converted to LPG.
Well, the beauty of it as well is if you're in a lorry and you're parked up at night, nobody can come and nick it.
No, there's very little. There's no emissions.
No.
What your emissions? Water.
Yeah.
So it's not SOx or NOx or any of the nasties that come out of
Yeah.
other vehicles. So yeah, no, it just interesting times. We'll see what happens.
I might not live long enough to see
No,
that.
I'm a bit like that myself. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said,
I'm 66 and retired now,
uh,
so.
but
But it's my kids and my grandkids.
I built the first commercial food waste AD plant in, I can't say Britain, because there was a site up in Scotland beat me to it by about 2 weeks, but in Cambridgeshire 10 years ago. So it was first in England, I suppose. Yeah, everybody thought I was mad then. So,
I get accused of that. Mostly because of my hair, to be honest. Yeah. But I had enough time in uniform, so I'm entitled to let my hair grow how I like.
But yeah, no, it's an unusual place.
It is,
It
yeah.
shows how it's evolved, because like I say, from derelict to useful, and not only useful, recycling. These guys, they make vitamin supplements and stuff like that.
Oh right, okay, I wondered what they did.
Yeah.
And then you got the cold store around the back.
Cold store on the back, yeah. And that one's used for the indoor
Market and
things
stuff.
on a weekend.
Yeah. You'd use it for something else if you could.
Yeah, I don't know what he'd use that for.
Yeah.
I think it works quite well as a market, if
Yeah.
honestly. But yeah, no, it's so there is some use to the place now.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'm going to get off.
All right, mate.
I'm going to go and get my drone and I'm going to fly it up and down the front at Cleethorpes, I think.
Yeah, don't fly one over a gas site. You'll
No, I won't. Thanks for your time.
All
What's
right,
your
mate.
first name?
Neil.
Neil. Thank you
All
very
right.
much, Neil. Very informative.
I can send people to sleep.
No. Seriously, I'm seriously interested in all this we've been talking about. I really am. All right. Thank you very much. Well, what an interesting fella. Considering they didn't want me on site, he told me a hell of a lot, didn't he? Really interesting, excellent stuff. Right, that's about it. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please share, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everybody.